Jerry Conley, the ranking member of the Government Oversight and Accountability Committee, is stepping down. Is he resigning? He's not resigning from Congress.
He is stepping down from
his chairmanship.
But he said that he's going to be basically making an announcement about his future, I think, in Congress as well. He's stepping down from Congress.
Oh, yeah.
We will win.
The sun is setting on my time in public service, and this will be my last term in Congress. I will be stepping back as ranking member of the Oversight Committee soon with no rancor and a full heart, which is all that matters. I move into this final chapter full of pride in what we've accomplished together over 30 years. Look, it's sad that he has had a recurrence of his cancer. What were we doing? So this is the Make-A-Wish, ranking situation? So he got to be it for 4 months. Yeah, it was his turn.
The American people love when people take turns in the right order.
Right.
That's what it's all about, the turns.
It's his turn. Right.
So my understanding now, we should remind people, this is the committee that AOC also ran to within the Democratic caucus to be the chair of, and. I can't remember what the vote was, but she lost by I don't know,
dozens, but she got a good amount.
Oh yeah, she for someone who did not have seniority, she got 84 votes, I think it was. I can't.
Good memory, 131 to 84.
And so there's a question as to who fills in when a vacancy occurs. This is my understanding. That the steering committee, which is like the nominating committee, will usually recommend a replacement. This committee, as you know, is led by the Democratic leadership. And then the full House Democratic caucus would vote on that recommendation. The vote can be contested if, one or more candidate seeks the chairmanship, which is what happened last time. Seniority is not the final determinant, but of course, as we saw with Connolly winning, if you're the oldest person running, and maybe it helps to have some type of terminal illness, you get the benefit of the doubt, apparently, in the Democratic caucus.
You get Nancy Pelosi to intervene on your behalf.
First off, let me just say that this is an indictment of the caucus, because it was quite clear. I take no joy in this, but it was quite clear that Connolly was not going to serve out this term. In fact, I think after that first, we played one or two videos of him. Maybe it was the second one when he it was gone for a month and he came back, and we were all like 3 or 4 months. That's it.
Ken Klippenstein and I have been tracking this. He didn't do a cable news appearance as the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee for a month. For a month. This is the top House Communications Committee.
And how long was he the leader of that Oversight Committee? 4 months?
Less.
Yeah.
To deny AOC this position now, the leadership needs to come out and strongly endorse her.
Yep.
To deny her at this point, they might as well just blow up the caucus.
The party.
I mean, honestly, to deny her of the leadership is an all-out declaration of war by the Democratic leadership. Make no mistake about it. It is an all-out declaration of war. They prevented her from getting onto this, chairing this committee before. If they prevent her again, it is an all-out declaration of war. They are basically saying, we know how this looks. We have no justification for it.
Yep.
We are willing to risk this.
And to AOC's credit, she has put them in a very difficult position to, and has put Hakeem Jeffries between a rock and a hard place on this front because of exactly what you're saying. It becomes immensely clear. And then pairing this with the way that she's polling against Chuck Schumer, like, even if you wanted to protect Chuck Schumer, I think it would be the best move to put her on
100%.
Oversight Committee. So you can sell it to those members who like Chuck and the conservative dinosaurs in the party and be like, you want to satiate her appetite to have a more prominent leadership position in the party? She could primary a Chucky, which she should still do anyway if she gets oversight, but we can put that aside for a second. Give her this. At least give her this. I mean, remember when there was that whole fight about not putting Marjorie Taylor Greene on committees and she ended up getting on for the Republicans? Like, yeah, this is part of it. AOC is connected to the base, not the same person as Marjorie Taylor Greene, but similar fundraising apparatus. And Marjorie Taylor Greene fundraises a lot from the base, unfortunately.
The Democratic leadership is in a very, very tough situation now because they either put her on, have her chair that committee, and nobody's going to believe that they don't have the ability to make this happen. Nobody. They either have her chair that committee, and she's going to do so much better than Connolly in getting these stories out and in getting like people engaged in this stuff. And we'll play this clip of Pritzker, who's decided to run for president basically in support of this anti-oligarchy tour. It's ironic. He's a billionaire. Class traders welcome. But he has come out, and you think about like the people who have really come out strongly. There's been three, right? Walz, Pritzker, and what's his face in Connecticut? Murphy. And they've all been very aggressive. Aggressive in the way that AOC would be. They either put her in a position where she's going to get more and more publicity in terms of her fighting, or they basically create a outsider martyr in her.
Yes.
Which I think would be even more problematic for someone like Chuck Schumer.
Or for her to run for president. Like, I mean, there was concern, and, I follow Ed Germentum's writing in his Substack where he was saying, has she tarnished her brand by, and her outsider status that is so, like, why she can get Trump voters who vote for her down ballot in her own district, with her support for Biden and Kamala Harris and stumping for them. The poll numbers haven't shown that to be the case. And if they want to make an even further martyr out of her, somebody who is outside of the party, and voters hate both parties, they make her stronger by denying this. I mean, this is why she's done an expert job at the inside and outside game. They deny her, they're screwed. And they give her more publicity, they're screwed.
Yep. So it's good.
Good luck.
We'll see what happens with that. In the fun half, we'll play some of those clips from Pritzker. We'll play Chuck Schumer's big move. Big move to fight Donald Trump.
You see Cory Booker and Hakeem Jeffries are doing a sit-in on the steps of the Capitol that we're supposed to care about again. Another simulated bit of resistance to get the polling numbers up among progressives that don't really pay attention to things.
Yeah. They're threatened by
this is the weather for
those
that.
Rallies.
I want to see a sit-in on the steps of in D.C. in late July.
How about
that's where I start to have respect.
I want Cory Booker to do a sit-in at Shabtai, the Jewish outreach sort of group that he co-founded in the 90s that invited Ben Gvir to Yale. I'd like him to do a sit-in there. If it's time to speak up for freedom and you can never keep your voice silent, do it now, buddy.
Some people are saying that their money's on Oversight for Crockett. I don't agree with that. I think that would be a huge mistake. I also think that Crockett was too smart to Bigfoot AOC and then put herself in an opposition to her, because she's kind of like, even though her politics aren't as good, she's still riding some of that momentum with this newer generation of Democrats. You don't want to put yourself on the opposite side of AOC if you're Jasmine Crockett,
just don't think that's
in my view. She's also she's even greener. She's even newer to Congress.
Yeah. I
don't agree.
Highly unlikely.
It's AOC or somebody else who's old and as shit. Yeah.
Steny Hoyer, is he out?
Can't we find
Pelosi for
Hey, Pelosi's not even in the top 5 for the oldest House members. So at a young 83, she's only number 6.
Is there not a Democrat who's missed significant time for illness that we could put in there?
Yeah, let's ask the doctors who's the most likely to go soonest.
Pelosi meets the criteria with that hip she cracked right before putting Connolly to the forefront.
We got to check and see if anybody has pancreatic cancer first before we do anything too rash.
That's our DEI.
DIE.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.